Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our Let's Play of Skyrim. I am the Ninja Stalker, and this should be part 3, I believe. Oh yeah, and by the way, this is just the regular Skyrim. It is not Game of the Year, but it is modded. Again, as I've mentioned in part 1, and I don't know if I mentioned in part 2, but I'm going to go ahead and mention it here, and I probably won't be doing this all the time. But since it is just the third video, I don't know all the mods that are involved. I think, let's see, there's a weapons one where there are more weapons than usual. Weapons that aren't even part of the original game. There's also, what do you call it, cloaks or whatever, coats, cloaks, whatever. There's a food mod, but I don't have it activated, but it is in the game. Yeah, there's a bunch of others. I had like a whole list of stuff that I wanted and that I put in. Actually, hold on, let me see. I actually wrote it down of what I wanted. You got Skyrim, HD texture 2K. There was immersive creatures, but I can't have immersive creatures because I don't have Game of the Year. There's quality world map. I don't know if that's actually activated. Climates of Tamriel. Brawl bug, plugin, unofficial Skyrim patch, Frostfall, camping and survival, wet and cold, winter is coming cloaks, immersive armors, Skyrim, pumping iron, run for your lives, guard overhaul dialogue, immersive weapons, enhanced blood, realistic lighting, realistic needs and diseases. Some of these I named off aren't actually activated. Some of them I don't have, but I have it checkmarked on my notebook here. I forgot what to call it. My apologies on that. So yeah. What the hell is this on my notebook, anyways? Oh yeah, brief land nav. That's some minor research and study I was doing off the side, wondering what was gonna come up for me. Basic training for the army and warrant officer training, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to get into this game. I am going to be using the keyboard. I feel the keyboard's much better than the remote, but that is because I feel for a PC game, or a computer game I should say, it's best to use a keyboard instead of have like Xbox 360 or a PS3 remote, even though I prefer the PlayStation 3 towards any system because I have a PlayStation 3 remote and I'm used to it. The way the setup is when it goes into this game is it's going to assume that it is a 360 remote. Some of the buttons on the PlayStation 3 don't really correlate and respond correctly for this game, so I just went ahead and went with the keyboard. So let's get on with it. Okay. So let's get on with the game. We are level 5. We're close to level 6. Put up the volume. Okay, let's get that bow and arrow out. I already see a fox. Let's see if we can nail this fox. I'm gonna go ahead and save because if I start losing arrows, I'm gonna be pissed. Let's see, what if... Oh! Yes. Nice. What is this? Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, so that fox is right there. I want to remember that because I can use his pelt. Alrighty. go ahead and get this corundum ore. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. Maybe our character can have some sort of knowledge in smithing. Why not? You know, better safe than sorry kind of deal. I used to do that kind of shit for, when I played, what is this? I'm over encumbered. I used to do that when I played, what do you call it? World of Warcraft. I didn't want to focus on being a miner and a smither. A smither, really? Is that smithy? You know what I'm trying to say. I didn't want to focus on mining and I didn't want to focus on smithing, but I wanted enough knowledge in mining and smithing that I can get items and make good enough armor. But it just turns out in World of Warcraft, once you do something like that, you really have to dedicate your character into putting skills into that. Not only that, you have to battle everyone on the server who's also going for the good spots of where the ores are going to be. So, I mean, it was just like, yeah, whatever. What do we have? Because we have that. Yep, my carry weight is 360. So, we need to drop something. What here? Are there any of the armor pieces that I can drop? What about over here? Haven't had anything to eat or drink. It's not like I have the mod activated, but still, let's go ahead and have that. Let's have us a little bit of wine. And that. I'd like to at least make it look like our character is, you know, well, trying to be a real character. And we do have books. They only weigh 1, but that's fine. And we are now at 359, but we're probably going to go back up once I pick up the pelt from this fox. From this fox. Go and make us some fox stew. Anybody remember that from Courage the Cowardly Dog? You had that one fox. Yeah, I forgot his name, but I know at the end of the episode, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Eustace and Muriel, like, oh, maybe we can make us some fox stew. And he's like, no, fox stew is not good for you, or something like that. Okay, so we need to drop something. There is... What can we... An empty bottle. It's not the right way to say. I say bottle, but it's just... I don't know what it is. I think... Wow. Was it from the movie The Mummy? John Hannah's character, Evie's brother. I forgot his name. It's just the way he said it when he picked up that bottle from the warden's little backpack or whatever. And he like cut his hand or his finger, and he's like, "Ow!" And like, "Oh, what is it?" And it's like, "It's a broken bottle." It's just the way he said it. It was so cool. Let's see what we got. We got some wolf meat. We got some bear meat. It's raw. I am not going to eat raw food. I do not like raw food. I like the meat cooked to well done. I'm not one of those individuals that likes medium rare. I don't like rare at all. It needs to be well done. Well done. Is there anything from here that I can get rid of? We have 1 roll of paper. I think I was saving up for 2 so I can create something, but I don't know where I can get another roll of paper. Maybe we can get rid of, no, I need the pickaxe and woodcutters. Steel quarterstaff. We might actually end up using that as our primary weapon. It depends. We still haven't figured out our primary weapon is the bow and arrow. Or the bow. Because we're going to be focusing on archery. But we're going to need a close quarters weapon. And I figure maybe a staff. Because you don't see something like that, right? Usually, typically in these games, you have a character who's specializing in melee would use a big two-handed weapon or something in that regard. Now, it says here that this type is a warhammer, but that's because of how the mod is set up. The mod is going to make the weapons look different, but it's actually, the type, it says it right there, type, it's going to be a warhammer, so, but for all general purposes of the way it looks and how you'll view it, it'll be a quarterstaff. And there are other types of quarterstaffs and bow staffs and stuff like that. Anyways, let's go ahead and we'll drop the iron tonto. It was fun while it lasted. Alright. Let's get on out. There's a little rabbit. Let's go here. Let's do this. And you move a little faster. I figured that was still on. Until you drop. Alright, so let's... There you go. You move faster again. This is a little trick that I recalled that you can do. Run, little rabbit. Yeah, it's a little trick I remember that you can do. Somebody detected me. It's probably a wolf. It is indeed a wolf. Ah, damn it. Son of a bitch. He almost bit my ass there. Right. Clovian bow. We will... Let's get the steel quarterstaff out. And beat this asshole with it. Nice. Got a meat wolf. See a meat wolf. Wolf meat and a pelt. I'll pick that from you. Pick that from you. And we can move still. Alright, perfect. We did just level up, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go with stamina. We cannot work any further on stealth for now, but what about here? Backstab, sneak attacks with 100 weapons and now do 6 times damage. That's pretty good. What about this? Noise from armor is reduced by 50%. That is actually pretty good as well. Archery, can we increase anything in archery? We cannot. So we now must increase something else for the time being. But what shall we increase? We can increase armor, but we are using 2 different types of armor. Increases armor rating for heavy armor by 20%, and I think light armor is the same thing. Yes, by 20%. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. So, how... Then, of course, there's also the weapon type that we're using. It's not 100% certain if I'm going to be using quarterstaffs or anything like that. There's one-handed weapons, two-handed weapons. The one-handed weapon, however, is already at 22. But then that means we would have to spend points in one-handed and then also blocking. Huh. And of course we have smithing. Steelsmithing can create steel armor and weapons at forges and improve them twice as much. Man. This is a difficult decision. I want to put a point here, because then I can start creating some steel stuff. But then there's heavy armor, which we are using. Then of course there's block, two-handed, one-handed. We can't do anything with archery, and we can't do anything with sneak at this point in time. And then of course you have light armor. So there's a few things that we can put this single point in. Maybe we can go ahead and put it on here. We'll do that. Once we start getting better items, we can go ahead and put points in other locations. No, okay. Some hunter. Does kind of suck how the bow and arrows are clipping through the backpack, but I mean, what are you gonna do? It's a damn shame in Skyrim they didn't have as many skills for you to level up like they did in Morrowind Elder Scrolls 3. You had acrobatics, you had athletics, you had like all these little minor stuff that you can do. There's staffs you can do. There was all kinds of stuff which I liked.
What you need, my friend. Within reason. Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage.
Let's see, what do we have? Over here. Alright. Now what do you have in return for me? Clovian, hunting. You got a bunch more iron arrows. An iron modachi. That's a great sword. Scimitar. An orcish. A steel glaive. That looks pretty interesting right there. Steel halberd. But for the steel glaive, I was hoping for something a little more like those like, you know, in medieval times when knights had like jousting, something like that. Now I don't believe a glaive is that. It's obviously supposed to be like a spear of some type, but you know, you get the idea that I'm trying to get at. What would be really cool is if there was a new Morrowind that, or not a new Morrowind, a new Elder Scrolls that they created where you can actually create your weapon of choice, right? So you would get all the parts that you needed. So for example, let's look at the steel glaive, for example. Let's say it can get to the point where you're like, alright, I want to make a steel glaive, right? You would need like some firewood, 1 or 2 pieces, depending on how big you want this glaive or spear to be. And then you would need like iron or steel, or whatever it is you need to create iron and steel, and a certain amount of it. And then depending on the amount you put in, so let's say if you had just 1 firewood and maybe 3 pieces of iron or 3 pieces of steel, more effort's being put in that you're going to have more of the blade versus the wood, right? The wood that's being used. And you can actually create the way it looks. So you're actually over here you're putting the weapon to the grindstone. You're over here actually making the iron and steel, and you're just hammering it out on the anvil, you know, making it look a certain way. And let's say that the game gets so intricate with it that you can actually form the way it's going to look, you know. Do you want it to have a reverse blade, or do you want it to have like a single side to it? So like the Nodachi, you know how like it's not like the Nodachi, it's like this side's the sharp end, this is just a blunt end, right? You know? Or you can have like a reverse blade, you know, a reverse side to it, you know? Double bladed, you know, or whatever that's called. Stuff like that. And you can actually make it look however, you know, you could decide if you want to put little designs on here or not, you know, and depending on what you do to the blade, how you temper it, and if you do put like little designs in it, will determine the efficiency of the weapon to a point of damage, right? You know, so if you're putting like little intricate designs, the damage is probably going to go down because, you know, you're marking into the blade. The blade's not going to really be used for battle because you're making it look more like a showman blade, right? Maybe you like reinforce the inside of the steel with a different type of metal, and then over around it you put something. You know what I'm talking about. Depending on how much stuff you put in and what kind of materials, it will determine the weight and stuff like that. I don't know, something like that. It'd be really cool. It was just a thought. Let's see. What do we have? There's the steel quarterstaff right there. Steel short spear. Yeah, but this is considered a regular sword. As you can see right there. Huh. What the fuck is this? A thresher maul? Damn. And then it's a short spear too. Well, our character is already set to be good with one-armed weapons. We could purchase the steel short spear, sell the quarterstaff that we have, and then we can just go around with unique one-handed weapons, and then we can also go with a shield. It's a possibility. Would be interesting. We can do that. It might be odd, but whatever. What do you have for armor? Banded iron shield. These things. Imperial. What is this? Restoration. No, we don't care about that. Ooh, steel armor. Damn, that's worth 850. Steel cuff boots. Steel imperial gauntlets. Studded armor. Now, what do I have again? Why don't you take that? Alright, we'll go ahead and stop with that. Let's go back. Because we can actually create some stuff now. There's blood on us, apparently. We can create a bandana tied. What in the hell is the difference between these two? Well, let's find out. Well, it looks the same. Let's see what bandana tied. And you. For a plate, make some leather. Go ahead. Go ahead. Alright. Yeah, see this, we need 2 rolls of paper. We only have 1. I'd have to find another one somewhere. Leather strips. Go ahead and make another one. What do we do here? Alright, stop. Workbench, I think ups, yeah. Grindstone. You can put the steel short spear. We could, but not at this time. Let's get up in this. And after slash, that is weird. Alright, let's go and see what kind of weapons. An antique iron sword. I'm not gonna lie, that sword right there looks like one of the starting weapons to the Knight class in either Demon Souls or Dark Souls, but I want to say it's Demon Souls, which is my favorite game out of the series, which they're not, you know, the Demon Souls and Dark Souls are not supposed to be related, but it's like a spiritual successor. Dark Souls is a spiritual successor to Demon Souls, because it had something to do with the company that originally made Demon Souls, and Sony did something that pissed them off. I don't know, something. But I still love Demon Souls better than Dark Souls 2, and all that. Antique steel sword. Does a little bit more damage, just by 1. I'm not gonna lie, the antique iron sword looks much better. What is this? Armsman sword. This one looks like the weapon starting class for the soldier. The soldier class for, I think it's in Demon Souls, because I don't know if they use soldiers anymore in Dark Souls, but that looks like his weapon. It looks like a broadsword almost. Almost, because I'm not too familiar with weapons, but that's what we have. Executioner double axe. Imperial bow, damage of 14. Colovians at 14. So we don't have to worry about that. An Imperial dagger. Wow, look at that little thing. Imperial mace. Okay. Imperial short spear. That's at a 6. We have a... We can... Wait, hold on. Let me roll down. Steel, steel, steel. Let's see. Steel... Steel spears. Yeah, this is what we have. Steel short spear. And it's a 6, a 13 for 50. Roll back up to the Imperial. Imperial 6 to 13. Okay, yeah. And then there's a regular spear. spear. An Imperial Spear, which is 11 for 18. Imperial Sword is that. Okay. We also have a Cutlass. Iron Halberd. Iron Hunter's Spear. It's at 9. And that's considered a battle axe, pretty much. That's crazy. Iron Katana. Iron Maul. Iron Nodachi. Iron Short Spears at a 5. Iron Short Swords there. And Iron Spears at a 9. Safe to say. And we can also assume that the steel... Oh my god, look at that badass thing. Mighty Steel Greatsword, 13 for 19. Oh man, I got my eye on that. Now that looks like the weapon from Dark Souls 2, I think. Or is it 3? You know what I'm talking about, right? That one weapon that you need like a lot of strength in one of the Dark Souls game. Look at that thing. Oh my goodness. I might make me one of those. I might roll around with one of those. I'm not going to lie. And that's a battle axe? That might be interesting. Nord Hero Axe Staff. Okay. A Poke Blade. Nordic War Pick. Why do they have it sideways? We have a Splitter. That looks like... Oh man, what was it? Because there was this one game I used to play back in the day. It was Ragnarok Online, and there were weapons that looked like that. I can't remember what they call them, but they were set specifically for like the Thief and Stalker class, and you were supposed to use those weapons for speed. That was mostly what they were created for. And my cat opened the fucking door, being a little bastard. Oh, what do they call those? Like, in reality, you would use weapons like this to break the enemy's sword if you were quick enough and agile enough and you have the dexterity, the perception to get up in there and break that shit. I forgot what they're called. Somebody who's watching this video, if you get to this point, go ahead and write it in the comments, because at this point in time... Well, in all honesty, I can go on my phone and find it after I make this video. But anyone who wants to comment, go ahead. What is it? Ooh. Spring Steel Bow. Rated at a 14. What was our Colovian bow? If that's what it was called. Colovian? Yeah, Colovian was at a 14. And I did up it by 1. Colovian Dark Composite Bow. And then this one... Spring Steel Bow. Interesting. Steel Battle Staff. 9 for 12. Steel Club. Steel Cutlass. Steel Glaive. And that's a great sword. Steel Great Sword. Steel Katana. Mace. Nordic Spear, which is at a 10, and that's considered a battle axe. See, that's just it. It'll look like a spear, but you're gonna swing it like a battle axe. I don't know about that. I mean, I was hoping that maybe, you know, a mod would be implemented that you can actually use these weapons the way they were intended to be used, and not like, oh, there's just a mod just to make it look like something else, but it's considered this. Like, are you really gonna like swing a spear like a battle axe? You know what I'm saying? Let's see, what do we have? Steel Battle Staff is at a 9 for 12. This is 9 for 12. This is 7 for 10. Why is this one 7 for 10? Looks a lot bigger and longer. Iron Ignite, 2 Steel Iron Ignite. Yeah, 6. 6 no, you need 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those. You need 9 of those, 8 of those, and then 2 of those. Oh, okay, I see. It's because this only has 2 steel ignites that you need. Or ingots, I mean. and this has not. This has an iron ingot as well as 2 steel ingots. So, steel scimitar. We have that. Steel spear. This will be swung around like a great sword. Wooden battle staff. Wooden club. Two corundums, okay. Silver. It'll be good against vampires and wolves, I guess. Quarterstaff. Mighty steel. 13 for 19. Damn, that thing was badass. And it's 13 for 19. Now this one's 15 for 20, but I'm not interested in that. 13 for 19 for this badass looking thing. Look at that. Oh my goodness gracious. Two-handed weapons. I might go for that. I might just go for that. 13. Steel halberd. These don't get there. Yeah, we might just do that. So this will be our weapon until we find something better out in the field. Dude, that looks amazing. Practice arrow. Fuck that. What do we have for armor? Gold earrings, really? A brigand plate harness. This is pretty much iron armor with some leather. Excuse me, I burped. Barbarian. What the hell? Barbarian armor, light armor. Round shield. Highwayman mail. Highwayman mail. Where have I heard of Highwayman before? 2 games before, I think. There was a... What was that one game? There was RuneScape. I heard of a Highwayman in there. And then there was T4C Real Mud, The Forthcoming or something like that. They had Highwaymans in there. Imperial armor. Nord Mill Halberg. A ranger hood. Red Guard Night Cape. What in the hell? Ringmail armor, ringmail boots. This is a light armor, I mean. Ringmail hood. Sea Dog cape. Steel armor, steel armor. Steel armor's at a rating for 34. Alright, so steel armor has a rating for 34. What if we scroll up? So far you get your choices then. So these are the ones that have the best. we're up to this point. Brigand. You got the Imperial armor at 29 or 28, and then you got that leather, that. Interesting. Cast iron pot. Let's go ahead and create this mighty steel sword. Now the issue that I'm going to run into is sharing XP with archery and that sword. But considering how our combat goes, we do actually get into melee combat as well as distant combat. So we'll just have to make an effort to remind ourselves when, you know, when we're in the shit to pretty much use that fucking sword. Mighty steel greatsword. Let's go ahead and do it. Now, armor rating. There's this. Banded iron armor or brigand plate harness. 31 on the rating. What was iron armor? It's at 28. So I guess I can create brigand plate harness, since it'll be better than the iron armor. We can go and sell our iron armor, and yeah, I mean, just for a little bit of extra armor, why not? Let's give it a try. That way we can get a chance to see what this looks like on our character. It better not look like shit. I'm gonna be super pissed. Go ahead and do that. I guess we can still create some stuff. We are using light armor for the boots and the gloves. So let's see what we can do to fix that. Those. Nothing particularly. That's fine. What about arrows? We can't even make those. Large antlers and firewood. Forsworn. Oh, if we can kill like a deer or an elk or something. Okay, so let's get out of that. Get over here. Mighty steel requires a steel ignite. Let me see. What the hell? You see that, right? Like the damage doesn't go up. Why? Fucking why? What about over here? What do you need? You need corundum, huh? Oh, but you go up. Let's go ahead and... He needs corundum. Okay. Then we have these Imperial lights. What do you need? Leather. Sure, we can spare the leather if we do that. Why not? First, let me double check with something here. Go here. 4.05. Where was it that I saw? Okay, so I can't. That's fine. I'm probably gonna regret this, but let's just do it. Steel ingot. Steel ingot. Auto saving. Alright, let's go here. Favorite that. Exit Q. Go over here. Put you at 2. Right. Okay. Here. There. Over here. Oh yeah, and we had those. Put that on. We need to sell that. We need to sell that. There's that. There's that. Put that on, I suppose. Let's see what our character looks like. Oh yeah, I can kind of see it tied. Not bad. Until we find something better. Okay. We can't go any higher than that. Alrighty. Go and return the golden claw.
Show those thieves not to steal from Luke and Valerius. You found it. There it is. Strange. It seems smaller than I remember. Funny thing, huh? I'm gonna put this back where it belongs. I'll never forget this. You've done a great thing for me and my sister.
Just right there in front of us.
Thank you so much.
What do you have for sale?
A bit of this and a bit of that.
What do I have for sale? What do I have for sale for you? Why don't you take that spear from us? Take that bandana. Why don't you take that? Take that knapsack. Oh, apparently our speechcraft's moving up. I like that. Take the iron armor. Maybe you can benefit from defending yourselves against thieves. Potion of lockpicking. I don't need that. Don't need that. That. We'll keep the basic essentials. Take that. Speechcraft increased. Love it. We have those books. Why don't you take that and that? Take that crap. Apparently you aren't going to have a whole lot of money on you, so let's see what you have over here. Some lockpicks, or one lockpick I should say. Let me take that. Right, what do you have for books? Okay, what do we have over here? Tomato soup. Yeah, give me that. Potion of cure disease. Maybe at some point in the future. Amulet of Dibella. Amulet of Dibeja. Whatever. Increases speech skill by 15 points. Okay, we have bandana, we have that. Ring of Magica, Restoration. Ring of Minor Smithing. Weapons and armor can be improved. Oh, yeah, so. What do you have over here? Right. That's pretty much it. You got a little bit of money back. Let's go over here. Take one of those.
All right, then.
$250 at 365, huh? Is it just me, or does our character look like he's not moving as fast? Aw, man, look at this. Even the way he holds it. Oh, look at this. Yes. That looks awesome. That is awesome. We are going to accept that. I wonder if that's the reason why he's moving slow, or is it because of the armor that we have on? Okay. Let's see. Some chicken just laying down. Let's see here, sleeping giant in. Let's head on inside, take a nap, and then set on out for Jarl Baldgruff.
Are you listening?
Hard not to.
Gale is going back. We need to get him back. Did you hear me?
Yep, Gale's going back.
I guess you don't have potatoes in your ears after all. Just make sure we get a fresh batch soon.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. I think I got a clean mug around here somewhere. We got rooms and food. Drink, too. I cook. Ain't much else to tell. Until next time.
You're that visitor thing. Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Nope, this ain't it. You know which room it is I'm supposed to go in? Is it this one? I guess so. Close that. Turn that off. Alright. 3:45 in the morning, huh? Well, Oh my god, that's not what I wanted. That's let's do that. Good morning, Vietnam. Whatever. All right. Did my game just freeze again? Yep. My game sure did. Why does this happen? Well, I guess as per usual, I'll go ahead and stop the video because the game done went retarded on us. Or it went and fucked up, I should say. We'll stop the video. I'll see about starting up again. So, see you in a bit.